आप खुद से कम सैलरी वाले बंदे से शादी कर सकती हो और खुद से कम एज वाले बंदे से शादी कर सकती हो।
कम एज है यहाँ पे?
नहीं, वो मैंने डाल दिया सर। That is 8 lakh rupees, and you just need to find that one thumbnail for the whole month, and then you can be chilling in a hotel like this. If you feel you are stuck in a client and can't see yourself grow, how to grow in that case?
If you feel yourself stuck with a client. So if you're of value and you can show that you're of value, anybody will respond to you. Doesn't matter what your follow count is.
ये तो वो बन गया, big boss बन गया. All right, guys, we have Saheli Chatterjee with us once again for the 4th video on the channel. इतनी बार आ गई, मतलब चैनल पे क्या क्या चल रहा है?
दोस्त हैं हम बहुत अच्छे।
दोस्त हैं बहुत अच्छे। लोग तो बोल रहे हैं you and Saheli look like made for each other. What is this? Let's answer better questions. Ishan has girlfriend called YouTube. Okay.
What?
Let's move ahead. So Saheli, my question that people had was, is virtual assistance a job that is favorable or good?
Yeah.
And if yes, how much salary can someone make? So what is your experience? Have you worked as a virtual assistant? And if so, what do you think?
I have worked as a virtual assistant for a very limited period of time, but I do have a lot of students who have. The virtual assistant is basically where you do a lot of miscellaneous job like an assistant for somebody, but virtually. So you can do anything under the sun, from video editing to emails to social media content, website design. This is good for people who are still exploring their options. Virtual assistant, if your skills are very basic, which is basically where you write and stuff, which is easier to do.
What skills are required? Quickly.
All sorts of skills that are there in the market: video editing, copywriting, content writing, writing for a website, sending out emails, arranging calls, making bookings for someone. Virtual assistant may be asked to do literally anything and everything under the sun. So if you are doing things that are a little low level, like easy to do and execute, like texts and all, you get paid like $10 to $15 an hour abroad, and in India maybe 200 to 300 rupees per hour, which is lower end. But if your skills are things like website design and video editing, your hourly rate will be much more because it needs a specified skill set. So you can charge up to $25 to even $50 an hour. So that is where you make the good money. It means like even if you're working just a few hours a day, you're making a few $100s, and that is where the majority of the money lies in virtual assistant. It's a good field, but niching in virtual assistants is a little hard. So most people do avoid that, but those that do, they actually end up opening their agency where they sell hours of work and they have a lot of employees. So it's definitely scalable, but definitely like a little more generic than niche.
Got it.
Hopefully it gives an idea.
Absolutely it does. Second question people had is, if you feel you are stuck in a client and can't see yourself grow, how to grow in that case?
If you feel yourself stuck with a client.
मैं तो कुछ और ही समझ रहा था.
He said in a client, I don't know.
If you're stuck in a client, I mean, that is a little unprofessional.
That's a you problem, that's not a me problem.
That's an unprofessional thing to do. If you're stuck with a client, the best way to go about it is to send a nice templated message or have a templated conversation that, hey, I've been working with you for X period of time and ABC are the results I've given you. Based on that, or based on the progress of my skill sets, I have raised my rates from A to B. I hope that works with you. The change of rate will be implemented from this date. For you, I'll be extending it for 15 more days. So hopefully that works for you. Or you can offer them a discount on the existing price, which is still going to be higher than the previous, but lower than your current rate for other clients. You can't get stuck with clients, because if the client is not paying you at par of other people, then what's the point? Okay, what's the point of upskilling, right? Have you raised your rates ever with clients?
Oh, I have. We have.
How
we
did
do
that
it
work?
every 3 months.
3 months, nice.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
We keep making the quality better of the video edits that we do, for example, right? So that leads to them being happier with the edit. And then we are like, oh no, impression is also there. So. All right.
Good.
Let's answer this question. How do you get higher paying clients, right? And not to get stuck at a particular client, right? If a client is there and it's not paying you enough, how can you find those clients who can pay you more?
See, at the end of the day, it's subjective. If the client themselves is doing good in their business, they will be able to pay you well. A lot of people complain that the client is not paying me well, but they're not looking that the client can't afford to. So, अभी loan लेके थोड़ी आपको freelancer को pay करेंगे.
बात तो सही है.
Actually, this happened to me recently that a client was saying something along those lines that, you know, they have a loan and stuff, and I got immediately shocked that why do they want to work with me if they can't even afford it? So try to qualify the clients. There are 3-4 types of clients that usually have the budget to pay. Creators, brilliant, have a lot of money. Founders that have just gotten funded, they have good amount of money. I think Ishan, you're better at understanding how to approach founders.
Whenever you find a creator or someone, just search for their earning. Just type like that, this creator earning, or you just search this company funding. You'll find information about that. If it is funded, then they'll be more than happy to work with you. Also work in industries that have a lot of money. Work with real estate clients. They have so much opportunity to make money from just one sale, and you will get rewarded handsomely for that. And work with creators who can actually pay you, like you said, right? Like for example, Mr. Beast pays $10,000 for one thumbnail that gets made for his video. $10,000. That is 8 lakh rupees. And you just need to find that one thumbnail for the whole month, and then you can be chilling in a hotel like this.
Yeah, this is not that good a hotel.
They don't know that, no?
Yeah. I think this concept that I introduced to my students lately, which is of conditional value, which is basically like the value you'll provide somebody will always be conditioned by how valuable they are in the marketplace.
Exactly.
So, for example, if you're making a brilliant thumbnail for somebody who nobody knows versus somebody who is moderately known versus somebody like Mr. Beast, of course, the value of the service changes. So, you can't charge the same amount. I think this is something one of the mentors of my academy taught me, that, would a doctor operating on Sachin Tendulkar charge the same amount of money?
That is a weird question to ask.
Yeah, I mean, it's like value changes. It's very subjective, okay? So do understand that. Do be aware of markets, because that's where you'll be able to benefit most out of it. What do we have next?
How to start an agency from scratch. Best way to get high ticket clients. You have started an agency as well, right?
I am not good with agency. You answer this question.
Okay, now I've made a video on that. You watch this video, guys. If you want to learn more about agency stuff, I've made a step-by-step profile video completely free on my channel. Go watch it. There's no upsells or anything like that. You'll get to learn a lot. How do you stay motivated and positive when clients say no to you and you're not able to grow?
I think clients really say no to me because I qualify most of my clients.
To a beginner who doesn't have the kind of experience.
But when I used to get a lot of rejections, I just used to move on very quickly. I think I had a lot of rejections in the beginning.
Relationships or business we're talking? Or both?
Both.
Okay, yeah. People are asking that how do you get clients for freelancing if you don't have a big following? Like you have a lot of following, I have a lot of following. So people think that it's easier for us. But if you are starting out with 0 followers, how do you get a client then?
Yeah, most of the clients that I work with did not come to me for my follower count. They came to me because I outreached, or they found me because I put intentional efforts into them seeing my content. So it's not like that, because usually mostly the people who see my content are not my ideal clients, but rather freelancers. So they're not going to hire me for my services usually. So that's a misconception. You can outreach literally anyone with the right kind of materials. If you are creating something valuable for them, if you are a graphic designer, make some thumbnails for somebody and send it to them. They will respond if it's good. So if you're of value and you can show that you're of value, anybody will respond to you. Doesn't matter what your follow count is. Follower count and skill sets are very different things.
It does give authority though.
It does give authority, especially if you're a social media manager. Of course it matters, but for a video editor, for a website designer, it doesn't matter. It's very subjective. Yeah,
right. Saheli, what are the highest paid skills in freelancing that are lesser known, that you have a lot of experience of in the industry?
Consulting, email copywriting, webinar funnel management, of course landing page design, funnel design in general, and lastly, of course, nowadays prompt engineering and AI related fields. And if you're working with a client who works in AI, you are getting paid more. Like Web3 में जो हुआ था 1-2 साल पहले, वो भी AI में हो रहा है. So you should come here if you want to make more money.
That is very true, guys. AI companies is a huge opportunity for you as a freelancer in whatever domain that you are in. Just reach out to these AI companies and just see the magic. You'll get tons of opportunities to work with them.
Yeah. Now let's go to the questions on my phone.
Oh yes, Saheli, what is your net worth?
My net worth would be like maybe two.
And have you bought like cars, like houses and all?
I have a car and a house.
What is 2?
I will talk about
2
that
million?
next year. No. Yeah.
All right.
What about you?
My net worth. I think I define net worth a bit differently. It's about the experiences I've had and the people that I've met and the girls I've dated. No, not that. That's what net worth is to me, I think.
ये अच्छा खेल गया मेरे
Never
साथ.
about money, guys.
क्यों?
ये तो वो बन गया, बिग बॉस बन गया.
Sorry.
There should be a Big Boss Freelancers edition.
Yeah, करते हैं अपन. Expectations. Setting expectations is very important, right? People see us talking about, how can you make 1 lakh a month? But most likely when you're starting out, the first few months, you will not be able to make that amount of money. So what should your mindset be at that point, at that stage of time?
See, I would say not at just that point, like through your entire life, your mindset should be, I don't care about money. It takes a lot of privilege to get there. So at least your bare minimum expenses, you should be able to cover before you start thinking this way. I understand that. But once that happens, don't care about money. Once I was making 20,000 a month, I never even saw how much is coming in monthly or not. Okay? And of course, it was always in the positive. It's only when I focus too much on the money that I have seen a dip. Because I think energy becomes very negative or scarce, and that affects my income. I think whenever I meet like successful people, founders, they're like, oh Saheli, you're doing this, you're handling 5 clients, why don't you handle 50? You'll be so much more rich.
Become Infosys basically.
Yeah. If you have a course that's doing so well, why not run ads, or why not scale fast like Wariku and stuff?
क्या बोला तूने?
Like Wariku and stuff.
The thing is, I know that I could be making at least 5 times more than what I'm making now. But the thing is, I don't want to do that because the only reason I would be doing that is for money. And right now, I don't feel like doing that. I would do that when I want to help more people. Right now, I don't have the bandwidth to help any more people than I already do. So I think that energy has really helped me grow financially, but also as a person.
One more question people have is, how can someone start with email marketing? How can they learn about this field? And then how can they profit from it? Like newsletters is a hot thing right now with creators and companies as well. So how can they start in this field?
There are a lot of types of email marketing. So you could be designing somebody's newsletters. You can be running specific email campaigns for people. There are so many types of sequences like nurture sequences, abandoned cart sequences, welcome email sequences. There's a lot of emails that need to be created for a company, and most companies don't have somebody in-house who is already trained to do this, so they need somebody. So if you can just make a good sequence and you can keep it ready for kind of showing to prospects, they will most likely hire you and you'll be paid very well. And ChatGPT is a great way to actually create emails for various brands to pitch them. Maybe you can make 1 email using ChatGPT, polish it with your tone, and pitch 10 people maybe a week. You will easily get 4 clients, 2 to 4 clients in a month if you're doing the targeting right. Okay, I have had students do that. And it's definitely like ChatGPT can help you make money, but you have to be very smart. Like most people, they just put a prompt, copy it, and then they don't get clients.
So what is the most legit way to make money with ChatGPT?
The most legit way would be like content, caption, copy, emails. All of that like definitely helps. Even if you're creating content, if you are looking to learn new subjects, ChatGPT is amazing, but most people are not very smart with it.
Saheli, what is the difference between making a proposal for an international client or an Indian client? What do you think?
An Indian client, usually you would want to make the proposal as short as possible because they are most likely going to ask for a second call to explain the proposal to them. International clients usually don't. It also depends on the exposure. Like if it's somebody, ooh, Ishan's girlfriend's calling, girlfriend's calling.
ये फंस गया सीएम.
Also, it matters like the exposure in the international market towards the world of marketing is much more. So that's why I've seen that a little detailed proposal. People are very impressed with you. In Indian market, I've not seen that make a lot of difference. They look forward more to the results and the clients you've already worked with than the process you'll take with them. Those are 2 major differences I've seen in the markets.
How can someone land their first client? What tips do you have for them?
See who is running Facebook ads, which brands are running Facebook ads, and try to pitch to them, because if they are running ads, they're definitely desperate to make money and they are investing money into it. There's a team probably helping them out with it, or they're doing it themselves unsuccessfully, but the bottom line is that they're investing into it. So they'll be likely to invest in your services. I got my first client for marketing services after taking a course by approaching them via ads and all. Okay. I also used Facebook groups, but like ads was also a platform that I used.
हाँ, ये बताओ सही.
Last question.
आप खुद से कम सैलरी वाले बंदे से शादी कर सकती हो और खुद से कम एज वाले बंदे से शादी कर सकती हो?
कम एज है यहाँ पे? नहीं, वो मैंने डाल दिया सही.
बड़ा हरामी हो बेटा.
ठीक है.
कम सैलरी तो चलेगा, कम एज वाला बंदा मुझसे शादी नहीं करेगा.
सही बात है, मेरा भी नहीं चलेगा.
कम एज वाली बंदी तो इलीगल होगी तेरे लिए, तो बहुत छोटा है.
Oh yes.
What
yes.
the hell?
Nahin,
Dark,
nahin, nahin.
dark stuff.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Cut.
नहीं
All right, guys. That's about it. Freelancing Q&A with Saheli. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for watching this video. In the comments, if you have any more questions, let me know. You can tag us on stories and mention us as well at Ishan Sharma.
Fourth video together.
Fourth video together.
Done.
So cute. Thank
Clap.
you so much. Clap. Bye bye.